In the quiet town of Willowbrook, nestled deep within the woods, there was a church that stood as a beacon of faith for its inhabitants. For generations, the townsfolk had worshipped fervently, believing in the benevolence of their God, praying for protection and guidance. Little did they know, their prayers were not reaching the divine being they thought they worshipped. Unbeknownst to them, the entity they revered was not the God of love and mercy, but instead, it was Satan himself who held them in his sinister grasp. For centuries, Satan had manipulated the minds of the faithful, masquerading as their savior while secretly ensnaring their souls. The truth remained hidden until one fateful night when a young priest named Father Gabriel stumbled upon an ancient manuscript hidden in the depths of the church's archives. As he delved deeper into its cryptic pages, he uncovered a horrifying revelation. The deity they worshipped was not the creator of all things, but the Lord of Darkness himself. Shaken to his core, Father Gabriel sought to expose the truth to his congregation. But before he could utter a word, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, revealing himself to be none other than Satan incarnate. With eyes as black as coal and a voice that dripped with malice, he revealed his wicked plan. "I have held your so-called God captive for eons," Satan hissed, his voice echoing through the church like a sinister melody. "And now, I shall reign supreme over all who dare to oppose me." As Father Gabriel stood frozen in terror, the ground beneath him began to tremble, and the once sacred sanctuary transformed into a realm of nightmares. The pews twisted and contorted into grotesque shapes, while the stained glass windows shattered into a million razor-sharp shards. Outside, the sky darkened as if the very heavens wept for the souls trapped within the clutches of evil. The townsfolk, now mere puppets in Satan's grand design, turned against one another with a fervor fueled by hatred and fear. Desperate to break free from Satan's grip, Father Gabriel sought guidance from the only source of light left in the darkness, the imprisoned God. With every ounce of faith he could muster, he called out to the divine being, pleading for deliverance from the depths of despair. And miraculously, his prayers were answered. In a blinding flash of light, the true God broke free from his chains, banishing Satan back to the depths of hell from whence he came. With his departure, the town of Willowbrook was restored to its former glory, and the faithful were finally free from the clutches of darkness. But the scars of their ordeal would never fully heal, a reminder of the dangers that lurked beneath the surface of their once peaceful town. And as they rebuilt their lives from the ashes of despair, they vowed never to forget the lesson they had learned, that even in the darkest of times, faith would always prevail over evil. Amidst the chaos and destruction, Father Gabriel emerged as a beacon of hope, guiding his flock through the tumultuous aftermath of Satan's reign. Together, they rebuilt their shattered community, their resolve strengthened by the knowledge that they had faced the ultimate evil and emerged victorious. But as time passed, whispers of doubt lingered in the minds of the townsfolk. How could they be sure that their newfound freedom was not merely another deception orchestrated by the cunning demon? Fear and paranoia spread like wildfire, casting a shadow of doubt over their once unshakable faith. In the dead of night, eerie whispers echoed through the streets of Willowbrook, and shadows danced in the corners of their vision. Some claimed to have seen glimpses of the fallen angel lurking in the darkness, his malevolent presence a constant reminder of the fragility of their peace. Father Gabriel, burdened by the weight of his knowledge and the responsibility of leading his flock, grappled with his own doubts and fears. Was their victory truly the work of the divine, or merely a temporary reprieve in an eternal struggle between light and darkness? As the days turned into weeks, Father Gabriel delved deeper into the scriptures, searching for answers to the questions that plagued his mind. But the words that once brought solace now seemed tainted by doubt, their meaning twisted by the specter of evil that still lingered in their midst. In a moment of desperation, Father Gabriel sought counsel from the remnants of his faith, beseeching the heavens for a sign that they had not been forsaken. And in that moment of darkness, a single ray of light pierced through the clouds, illuminating the path forward. With renewed determination, Father Gabriel rallied his congregation, urging them to stand strong in the face of adversity. Together, they vowed to remain vigilant against the forces of darkness, knowing that their faith would serve as their greatest weapon in the battle ahead. And though the shadows may continue to whisper their sinister secrets, the people of Willowbrook refused to cower in fear. For they knew that as long as they held fast to their faith, they would always find the strength to face whatever trials lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that light would always triumph over darkness in the end. As the seasons changed and life in Willowbrook gradually returned to a semblance of normalcy, Father Gabriel couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered within him. Despite the outward appearance of peace, he couldn't shake the gnawing suspicion that Satan's influence still tainted their world, lurking just beyond the veil of reality. Strange occurrences continued to unsettle the townsfolk, a sudden chill in the air on the warmest of days, inexplicable whispers carried by the wind, and unsettling dreams that seemed to bleed into waking life. Rumors spread of missing persons, their disappearances shrouded in mystery and fear. Father Gabriel knew that he could not ignore the signs any longer. He embarked on a journey of spiritual enlightenment, seeking out the wisdom of ancient texts and wise elders who had long guarded the secrets of their faith. In his quest for knowledge, Father Gabriel uncovered a hidden truth that shook him to his core. The battle between good and evil was far from over, and Satan's grasp on their world was stronger than ever before. With each passing day, the barrier between the mortal realm and the infernal plane grew thinner, threatening to unleash unspeakable horrors upon the unsuspecting town. Armed with this newfound revelation, Father Gabriel knew that he must confront the darkness head-on. Gathering a band of loyal followers, he embarked on a perilous journey into the heart of the woods, where the veil between worlds was said to be thinnest. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they encountered twisted creatures born from the depths of hell itself, monstrous abominations that sought to devour their souls and extinguish the last remnants of hope. But Father Gabriel and his companions refused to falter in the face of adversity. With unwavering faith and steely resolve, they pressed on, guided by the flickering light of the divine that burned bright within their hearts. At long last, they reached the epicenter of the darkness, a desolate clearing bathed in an unholy aura of malevolence. There, they found Satan, his form twisted and contorted into a grotesque mockery of his former self, surrounded by an army of demons thirsting for blood. In a climactic battle of wills and strength, Father Gabriel and his followers fought bravely against the forces of evil, their faith serving as a shield against the darkness that threatened to consume them. With each blow struck, they chipped away at Satan's power until, at last, he was vanquished, his essence banished back to the depths of the abyss from whence it came. As the dawn broke over the horizon, Father Gabriel and his companions emerged victorious, their souls battered but unbroken. Though the scars of their ordeal would linger for years to come, they knew that they had prevailed against the greatest evil the world had ever known. And as they returned to Willowbrook, their spirits uplifted by the triumph of good over evil, they vowed to remain ever vigilant against the shadows that lurked in the corners of their world, knowing that as long as they held fast to their faith, they would always find the strength to overcome any darkness that threatened to engulf them. In the aftermath of the battle, Willowbrook struggled to rebuild from the devastation wrought by Satan's influence. The once thriving town now bore the scars of their harrowing ordeal, its streets haunted by the memories of those lost to the darkness. Father Gabriel, now hailed as a hero among his people, dedicated himself to restoring hope to the shattered community. With unwavering resolve, he led the townsfolk in rebuilding their homes and their lives, his faith unshaken by the trials they had faced. But despite their victory, whispers of doubt lingered in the hearts of the people. They wondered how long their newfound peace would last, and whether Satan's malevolent presence would once again rear its head to threaten their world. In the quiet of the night, Father Gabriel found himself tormented by visions of the darkness that still lurked on the horizon. He knew that the battle against evil was far from over, and that he must remain vigilant against the temptations that sought to lead him astray. Seeking solace in prayer, Father Gabriel communed with the divine, beseeching guidance in their ongoing struggle against the forces of darkness. And in the depths of his soul, he found the strength to carry on, knowing that he was not alone in his quest to protect his flock from harm. As the days turned into weeks, the town of Willowbrook began to heal, its people finding solace in the bonds of community that had endured in the face of adversity. But even as they celebrated their resilience, they knew that the specter of evil still loomed large over their world, waiting for the opportune moment to strike once again. And so, Father Gabriel and his fellow believers remained ever vigilant, their faith unyielding in the face of whatever trials lay ahead. For they knew that as long as they stood united against the darkness, they would always find the strength to overcome, their spirits illuminated by the eternal light of hope. As the seasons passed, Willowbrook began to thrive once more. The scars of their ordeal faded with time, replaced by a newfound sense of resilience and unity among the townsfolk. Father Gabriel continued to lead his congregation with unwavering devotion, his faith stronger than ever before. Yet, deep within the shadows, a dark presence stirred once more. Satan, vanquished but not destroyed, bided his time, waiting for the perfect moment to enact his revenge upon the unsuspecting town. One fateful night, as a thick fog descended upon Willowbrook, whispers of unease swept through the streets. Strange occurrences plagued the townsfolk once again, disappearances without explanation, eerie omens foretelling doom, and a sense of dread that hung heavy in the air. Father Gabriel sensed the looming threat, his heart heavy with the weight of impending danger. With a steely resolve, he rallied his followers, urging them to prepare for the inevitable confrontation with evil. As the darkness descended upon Willowbrook, Father Gabriel and his companions stood firm, ready to face whatever horrors awaited them. With prayers on their lips and faith in their hearts, they braced themselves for the ultimate battle between light and darkness. In the dead of night, Satan emerged from the shadows, his malevolent presence casting a pall over the town. With a chilling laugh that echoed through the streets, he unleashed his minions upon Willowbrook, intent on plunging the world into eternal darkness. But Father Gabriel and his fellow believers refused to back down. With courage and conviction, they fought valiantly against the forces of evil, their faith serving as a shield against the onslaught of darkness. In a climactic showdown, Father Gabriel confronted Satan himself, their battle raging on as the fate of Willowbrook hung in the balance. With every ounce of strength he possessed, Father Gabriel called upon the power of the divine, banishing Satan back to the depths of hell once and for all. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, Willowbrook emerged victorious once again, its people united in their triumph over evil. Though the scars of their ordeal would linger, they knew that as long as they stood together in faith, they would always prevail against the darkness. And so, Father Gabriel and his fellow believers stood as guardians of their town, ever vigilant against the lingering shadows that threatened to encroach upon their world. For they knew that as long as they remained steadfast in their faith, they would always triumph over the forces of darkness, their spirits illuminated by the eternal light of hope.
Like, subscribe, and click on notifications that will allow you to stay up to date with the news and not miss videos from the channel, where there will be many more horror stories.